All right, let's talk about Resident Evil, the possibility of a live action TV series, as there's a lot going around, not just of a Resident Evil movie reboot, but a live action series too. Uh, my cousin absolutely loved Resident Evil. A big fan of the games, even a big fan of the movies, but for me, I wasn't really, I mean, and rest in peace to my cousin. He was awesome. He liked all the best stuff, but I wasn't particularly fond of the movies myself because they strayed very far from the games, and I don't exactly remember in which order it happened. If the action of the movies, the stylized action of the movies, if that influenced the games into an action direction, or if the games influenced the movies into an action direction. I don't particularly remember which order it came in, but I wasn't fond of the whole action oriented take. I wanted pretty much something straight horror as the games wore. The Mansion could have been a great movie, and it can be an absolutely great TV series too. The inner workings of it, all that stuff. It can be very creepy, a kind of psycho type film. And uh, Code Veronica actually had some pretty strong elements of psycho. Very Resident Evil games have very high cinematic quality to them in terms of how scenes play out, certain scenes play out, and the shots. Like the game, it has all kinds of different angles and shots, and always thought that it would make great movies. They would make great movies, great TV shows. Director, if he had experience with the games, you know, he would love being able to take all these shots from different angles, set up creepy things. But I want to talk about the possibility of a Resident Evil TV series. Now, I'm going to read this article that talks about what it could be, and then I'm going to talk about what I think it should be. All right, so this is from, let's see, Deadline. Resident Evil is headed to television. I have learned that Netflix is developing a scripted series based on the hit action horror franchise. I hear the series will be a Netflix global original. German production and distribution company Constant Film, which is behind the Resident Evil movies, loosely based on the Capcom video games, is the studio. Search is underway for a showrunner to shepherd the adaptation. No one is commenting, but I hear the plan is for the series to expand the Resident Evil universe and deepen the existing mythology. I hope that doesn't mean the mythology of the movies. But I hear the series will keep the basic premiere, which also served as a setup for the movie franchise. The drama series will explore the dark inner workings of the Umbrella Corporation and the New World Order caused by the outbreak of the T virus. While the project is in early stages, the series is expected to incorporate all the Resident Evil signature elements, including action sequence and Easter eggs. That doesn't sound too appealing at the action sequences. Uh, Resident Evil film franchise launched with 2002 Resident Evil consists of 6 movies to date produced by yeah. Let's see, yeah, and it is the strongest highest grossing film series based on video game movie adaptations. Stuff doesn't particularly perform well, but I really think they should stay away from the action type stuff. I would much prefer. I would actually, if they're gonna do a TV series, I think they really should do Resident Evil Outbreak. If you look at the cast of characters on that, all of them look like real people. And there's plenty of actors that look like those characters. I mean, you could have like Christian Kane for Kevin, back when he had his hair shorter on Angel. Ving Rhames could easily play Mark. Tons of people could play David, Sydney. George. They have a very strong cast of characters, and they have very different personalities. The scenarios set up in the game make for very strong episodes, very strong arcs, and each of the scenarios almost a character has like a scenario dedicated to them in a way. I think that would actually work out great because it's a very strong cast: men, women, black, white, uh, Asian. I think it would be an exceptionally great series. Like the things you could do with that, man, it'd be pretty amazing. I mean, I'd stray away from some of the stranger, big, like giant type bug like creatures, but I think it'd be pretty badass to have a Resident Evil Outbreak series. But or even just a series based on the mansion, you could get a lot out of that. You could definitely get a whole mini season out of that, like 10 to 13 episode season out of the mansion. With Outbreak, you know, you could get a whole season just off the first game alone, and a second season off the second game. Unfortunately, the video game series didn't go beyond that, uh, and that's a damn shame because that was probably their last real Resident Evil games that actually stuck to the horror survival type stuff. Unlike the newer games after Resident Evil 4, they just all kind of veered in one general direction. Even though Resident Evil 4 is praised, and yeah, it's an awesome, very cinematic game, I fault it for taking the franchise in the direction it's become. But let me know what you think. What would you want out of a Resident Evil series? Comment, like, subscribe. But really, I'd like to hear various opinions on what your ideal version of a Resident Evil TV series is. Because me personally, I think Resident Evil Outbreak is the perfect thing. It's perfect for a movie. Well, not a movie, but a TV series. I think The Mansion is perfect for a movie. Our Resident Evil 2, that setting's perfect for a movie. Uh, I really think, I mean, I highly doubt it because the way Outbreak File 2 went, you know, it doesn't get the respect it deserves. It doesn't have the mass popularity of a lot of other Resident Evil games. But Resident Evil Outbreak is absolutely exceptional. Uh, and it's just right there. It's it writes itself, man. It wouldn't be that hard to make a TV series out of it. You have all kinds of interesting characters from all different backgrounds, all different, very different expressive personalities. I still remember Jim being a dick. I would say that character, and then I'd get grabbed by a zombie, and he'd be like, "Kiss my ass, bitch," and take off running, man. And that's another thing. The games had some of that language in there. But the characters were awesome. Uh, the scenarios were awesome. And there's just a lot you can get out of that. And if you don't do that, you got to go with the mansion, the first game setting. You got to go with the mansion or the Resident Evil Outbreak. I don't want to see any more of that Alice stuff. And all that got really ridiculous really fast. Escalated to just ridiculous places. Yeah, never really felt like Resident Evil to me. Especially after the first movie, it really, after the second movie, too. The second movie was like goofy and, uh, but it was still kind of Resident Evil. But after that, it just all kind of went off into something else. I don't know, but I think Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, they'd make good movies. Resident Evil 1 would make one hell of a TV show. Uh, Resident Evil Outbreak would be perfect. Anyways, like I said, comment. Let's talk about it. If you're a Resident Evil fan, let me hear your version, your ideal version of a TV series. Uh, like, subscribe, comment. Stay awesome. Rock on.